Every year, many hikers and outdoor enthusiasts go missing in our state and national parks all over the country. Over the last month or so, there's been several new cases that have come to my attention, some of which I'll be discussing in this video. So join me as I count down 10 more of the strangest state and national park missing person cases out there. Number 10. In September of 2022, a 31-year-old hiker named Joel Thomasine went missing during a solo hiking trip inside Yosemite National Park. The United States Army reservist planned to hike from Hetch Hetchy to Lake Eleanor on September 6th, and had planned to return by September 9th. A park ranger saw him on the first day of the hike, near a steep section of the O'Shaughnessy Dam. That is believed to be the last known whereabouts of Thomasine. Nearly 200 professional search and rescue personnel spent several weeks looking for the man, including Yosemite Park officials, local law enforcement, dog teams, and even some friends and family of Thomasine. But despite these efforts, no clues were found. Sadly, Thomasine is not the only person to have vanished inside that massive park, as we know from the countless cases I've covered before. The National Park Service keeps track of some cold cases on its website, and this is one of them. These are only a small fraction of cases available to the public through the park's website, and there's a whole lot more missing folks out there in this park. This is just another one of those unfortunate cases to add to the mix. Number 9. In October of 2022, 29-year-old David Lundy went missing on Saturday, October 1st, after going for a run inside the La Plata Mountains of Colorado that was anticipated to only last a few hours. According to the Durango Herald, Lundy's vehicle was found parked outside the trail to Madden Peak. Many groups have contributed to the search for Lundy, including the Colorado Search and Rescue Division, along with dog teams, local law enforcement, and volunteers. Despite the sources utilized in the search, no sign of David turned up, and the search would be suspended after 2 weeks. And as of January 2023, there are still no updates on this case. Number 8. On July 27th of 2022, a 39-year-old neurologist and outdoor enthusiast named John Lawson Magruder was reported missing after failing to return from a hike inside Cooper Rock State Forest in West Virginia. According to the Monongalia County Sheriff's Office, over 1,000 man-hours were spent searching through 842 acres of the park with no leads. The Sheriff's Department took point in the search and would later be joined by park rangers and nearby search and rescue outfits. After failing to locate the doctor, Monongalia County Sheriff's Office announced the search would be suspended on August 1st. Now nearly a month after his disappearance, a hiker spotted human remains along the Mont Chateau Trail of the park in an area that was previously searched on several occasions. Many involved in the search effort were baffled by the discovery. Eventually, the remains were positively identified as Dr. Magruder, and foul play was eventually ruled out, though his cause of death remains a mystery. The Morgantown doctor was an assistant professor of pediatric neurology at West Virginia University, where he also practiced medicine, according to the school's website. Number 7. On November 21st of 2010, a 55-year-old named Rick Gentry vanished inside the Galena Park area south of Reno and north of Incline Village in Nevada. At the time he began his hike, a strong winter storm began to move into the region. Whether or not Rick was aware of this storm is not known, but according to previous reports, Gentry phoned law enforcement about 5:30 p.m. on November 21st, stating that he had become lost and was not dressed for the extreme cold that was moving in. Over the course of the next week, rescue workers deployed numerous resources, including Washoe County Sheriff's Office deputies, the office's Raven helicopter, Mount Rose Ski Patrol, and members of the North Lake Tahoe Fire District. On the evening of Monday, November 22nd, rescue workers located a snowshoe, a fanny pack, and a black glove believed to have belonged to Gentry. Many believe that the discarded equipment was a symptom that Gentry may have been suffering from hypothermia. Local emergency officials suspended the search for Gentry after nearly 2 weeks of intense searches, and as of January 2023, his whereabouts remains a mystery. Number 6. In July of 2020, a 68-year-old Columbia Falls resident named Barry Tragan went missing inside Glacier National Park in Montana. It wasn't clear what exactly Barry's plans were, but his vehicle was observed near Kintla Lake in the North Fork area of the park prior to his disappearance. Park rangers initiated a search effort on July 25th after Barry failed to return to that vehicle. For the next 2 weeks, search efforts included ground teams, canine crews, aerial and water observations, and a remotely operated underwater vehicle. Flathead County Sheriff's Office, Flathead County Search and Rescue, 2 Bear Air, National Park Service Investigative Services, and the FBI all have assisted Glacier National Park with their search efforts. After the first week, searchers reported finding a pair of sunglasses they believed may have belonged to the man, but otherwise no other evidence was found pointing to Barry's whereabouts. After week 2, the search would be called off due to a total lack of clues, dwindling resources, and worsening weather. Anyone with information regarding Tragan's disappearance is encouraged to contact the park tip line at 406-888-7077. Number 5. On September 1st of 2022, an 80-year-old man named Bill Thorpe was reported missing during his visit to Bryce Canyon National Park over Labor Day weekend in Utah. According to the Garfield County Sheriff's Office, Bill was last seen getting off the park shuttle at Bryce Point on Thursday, September 1st about 3 p.m. But after that, he was never seen again. I was unable to find much information pertaining to this case in general, but those involved in the search effort, including Garfield County Sheriff's Department, Bryce Canyon National Park officials, and dog teams, were baffled how the man could have disappeared so quickly without a trace, given his age and limited physical capabilities. Bill was last seen wearing a turquoise shirt, khaki pants, a dark belt, and a tan hat. If you have any other information that might help, go ahead and contact Garfield County Sheriff's Office at 435-676-1134. Number 4. On December 2nd of 2022, a 36-year-old Victorville man named Hugo Oliver Morales was reported missing by family and friends after failing to return from a hike in or around the Mojave National Preserve area in California. There was little to no information pertaining to his exact hiking plans, but many believe he set out for a short day hike of the park and would return on the evening of December 2nd, the same day he set out. Surrounding law enforcement agencies, including the Victorville Sheriff's Department and Mojave National Preserve officials, spent nearly 3 weeks conducting air and ground searches, but no sign of Hugo has turned up. The preserve consists of woodland, rugged mountains, desert, and canyons, and features a wide variety of wild animal species, including mountain lions and coyotes. Given this, there's a lot of potential for something to go wrong out there if you're not prepared. If you have any information about this case, go ahead and contact the Victorville Sheriff's Department at 760-241-2911. Number 3. In September of 2022, a 63-year-old Tucson man named Jeffrey Stamba vanished during his visit to the Granite Basin Recreation Area in Prescott, Arizona. Jeff was last known to have been at the Yavapai campground within the park after leaving his cell phone to charge with the campground's host. Unfortunately, he never returned for the phone. Shortly after he was reported missing, his vehicle was found at the Matadi trailhead, not far from the campground. Yavapai County Sheriff's Office took lead in the search for the missing hiker that included drones, helicopters, K-9 units, ATVs, and nearly 100 professional search and rescue personnel. Jeff had made reservations to stay at the campground from September 27th through the 29th, but as of January 2023, there have been no new updates pertaining to Jeff's whereabouts. Authorities encourage anyone with information about this case to contact the Yavapai Sheriff's Office at 928-771-3260. Number 2. In January 2023, a 64-year-old actor and outdoor enthusiast named Julian Sands was reported missing after failing to return from his hike inside the Baldy Bowl area of the San Gabriel Mountains in California. The British actor was well known for his many roles, including films such as Room with a View, 24, Warlock, Arachnophobia, Smallville, and many more. He had previously spoken about his love for hiking and mountain climbing, and said that he was happiest on top of a mountain on a cold and glorious morning. Julian was reported missing at about 1900 hours on Friday the 13th. His vehicle would be located at the Mount Baldy parking area shortly after the search began. According to the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, pings from his cell phone showed movements on the day he went missing near the Baldy Bowl area, but nothing after. Additional phone pings from the cell phone provider were attempted, but were unsuccessful due to the lack of cell phone service and most likely cell phone power failure, according to the Sheriff's Department. Since his disappearance, search and rescue crews have been continuously active in the search for Julian, despite severe winter weather and dangerous search conditions. Drones, K-9 teams, and helicopters are also being utilized in the effort, but so far, no leads have developed. Now, it was unclear whether Julian was aware of the dangerous weather that was predicted to move into the area around the time he went hiking, as California has been experiencing a higher than normal amount of rainfall and flooding in recent times. The area where Julian went missing is known as a potentially dangerous area, and several hikers have succumbed to these conditions over the years. Those who knew Julian state that he was in great physical shape for his age and was well experienced in the outdoors. His disappearance baffles many, and I'll be keeping a close eye on any new developments in this case. Number 1. On December 11th of 2009, 29-year-old Katie Nolan of Portland, along with her hiking partners, 26-year-old Luke Goldberg and 25-year-old Anthony Vietti, went missing during their climb to the summit of Mount Hood in Washington. The search for Nolan of Southeast Portland and Anthony Vietti of Longview, Washington was suspended after nearly 2 weeks of intense and continuous searches. However, the body of a third climber, Luke Goldberg of Des Moines, was found on the morning of December 12th at Reed Glacier on the mountain's south side. An autopsy later showed he succumbed to hypothermia. Rescuers believe the bodies of Nolan and Vietti are possibly near the top of the steep head wall of the glacier, and it's very likely they shared the same fate as Luke. The group of climbers were not only experienced and well prepared for the hike, they were familiar with the area, having been there on previous occasions. They were also aware of the mountain's dangerous terrain and weather conditions for that time of year. Many speculate worsening winter weather may have caught them off guard, limiting visibility and communication. It's hard to know what exactly happened up there, but the loss of these 3 hikers will forever haunt the Mount Hood hiker community. And there you have it. If there's anything you and I can learn from these cases, it's that you can never be too prepared out there. Next time you venture outdoors, make sure you have a support system. Use good communication, plan for emergency situations, and never turn your back to Mother Nature. Be safe out there, and you'll hear from me soon.